the Hollywood Hills. For most of us, it's a fantasy landscape, a playground for the rich and famous, all walled off by money and security. But what happens when those walls are just for show? What happens when the real danger isn't some shadowy figure, but a group of teenagers you practically invite in through your own carelessness and digital obsession? This is the chilling, true story of the Bling Ring, a collective nightmare that ripped the mask off celebrity life and exposed just how vulnerable everyone really is. It all started not with a crew of professional criminals, but with bored, nihilistic teenagers. Most of them went to the same alternative high school, their days filled with easy access to drugs and a near-religious worship of pop culture icons and high-fashion brands. They didn't just aspire to the celebrity lifestyle, they believed they were entitled to it. Their motivation was a twisted mix of desperation to fund their habits and the sickening thrill of trying on a star as stolen diamonds. Imagine feeling so empty that the only way to feel something is to steal someone else's life, piece by piece. The group's ringleaders, a brazen young woman and her perpetually anxious accomplice, started small. They'd cruise through affluent neighborhoods in Calabasas, simply checking the doors of luxury cars, hoping to find one unlocked. It was petty theft, but it was a gateway drug. Soon, their ambition grew, and they set their sights on a much bigger prize. The Hollywood elite. Their weapon of choice wasn't a crowbar or a gun. It was a keyboard. The Bling Ring were pioneers of digital stalking. They used Google Maps and Google Earth like a predator tracking its prey, meticulously mapping out the layouts of celebrity homes. They weren't just guessing. They were studying their targets' lives with obsessive detail. Their most valuable tool was the celebrity gossip machine itself. They'd monitor sites like TMZ and scroll relentlessly through Twitter and Facebook, waiting for that one crucial update. A post about a red carpet appearance in New York, a tweet from a premiere in London, a status update confirming the star was far, far away. The second an actor stepped onto a stage to accept an award, the Bling Ring knew their window was open. They had hours of unsupervised, terrifying access. And here is where the story turns from reckless to truly horrifying. Breaking into these multi-million-dollar fortresses was often ridiculously easy. They'd find unlocked back doors, patio windows left slightly ajar. Sometimes they found the spare key hidden exactly where everyone tells you not to hide it, right under the doormat. The sense of security, the illusion of an impenetrable mansion, was shattered by a couple of bored teenagers with an internet connection. The sanctity of home was a myth. The list of victims was long, and the violation was profound. They didn't just hit a house once. They returned again and again, like ghouls haunting the same grave. Take Paris Hilton. She was famously obsessed with her security, yet they robbed her multiple times. In one single devastating haul, they walked away with $2 million in diamonds. The most chilling part, she reportedly didn't even notice the first time they broke in. Can you imagine that feeling? Waking up in your own bed, your sanctuary, and slowly realizing a ghost has been there, touching your things, walking your halls, and you never even heard a sound. It's a violation that goes beyond stolen property. They targeted a whole generation of reality TV stars and young actors, Rachel Bilsen's home was ransacked 6 times, losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in property. They stalked Audrina Patridge, Lindsay Lohan, and even Orlando Bloom and Miranda Kerr. They weren't just stealing for money, they were stealing identity. They took jewelry, designer clothes, personal mementos. These were trophies of fame. They'd then wear the stolen items out to clubs in Hollywood, openly bragging about their exploits, completely convinced they were untouchable legends in their own minds. But monsters who crave the spotlight often get burned by it. The police were struggling to connect the string of high-profile burglaries. It was the bling ring's own arrogance that became their undoing. They got sloppy. They left behind evidence, most notably surveillance footage from Audrina Patridge's home that she posted online. The final crack in their wall of invincibility came from an anonymous tip, pointing investigators directly toward the ringleaders. Under questioning, the anxious accomplice, a young man named Nicholas Prugo, finally broke. The immense pressure of maintaining this terrifying double life became too much. In a dizzying moment of panic and self-preservation, he confessed to everything. He spilled every dark secret of their operation, naming every member, every victim, and every single unlocked door that led them to their treasure. The game was over. All 7 members of the Bling Ring were arrested and eventually convicted. They faced a mix of jail time, probation, and orders to pay back what they had stolen. The whole saga became a media circus, immortalized in articles, documentaries, and even a Sofia Coppola film. But the glamour and the headlines hide the real lesson. The story of the Bling Ring is a warning that endures to this day. In our age of constant digital broadcasting, where we share every detail of our lives online, fame isn't a shield, it's a map. A terrifyingly detailed map that can guide the most determined and obsessed predators right to your front door. So, maybe think twice before you post that vacation photo. And for goodness sake, lock your doors. Your secrets are already out there. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as wild as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the dark side of fame. Stay safe out there.